Sometimes in life, you have to pivot. Sometimes in decorating, you have to pivot, meaning that you have to kind of change directions. The way that you think you were going with something, sometimes it just does not work out. And so I'm going to share that today. And I'm also going to be getting my office slash studio decorated for the fall season. So over here on the channel, I've been sharing room by room, space by space, where I've been adding touches of fall to every space in my home. And I want to do the same in my studio. And I think I only have one other space in the home, which is my primary bath, that I'll be sharing at a later date. So we are getting down to the home stretch if we don't have to pivot anymore. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. And welcome if I didn't say that. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get started. Just to catch anybody up that's new here, I went from this living room set that I'd had for 10 plus years. And I recently did a collaboration and got a new sectional from Vesganti. And this is what the sectional was looking like, and I loved it. Problem was, I needed more seating in my living room. My living room is very, very small, and I just could not make it work. I had been going out looking for a chair, a smaller scale side chair to put somewhere in this house, but nothing was working out because the reality was that there just wasn't the space for it, especially if I did not want to crowd out the space. I am very, very much aware of my limited space in this area, and the last thing I want to do is to create a space that just looks too crowded. I am not a maximalist at all, and I just don't like that look. So I've been going everywhere looking for a chair, and nothing was working out. And it finally hit me that the reason nothing was working out is because it just not going to work. Sometimes you cannot force it. If it does not fit, you must, you know the rest. So anyway, yeah, so that was my new dilemma. Now the sofa just was not going to work in this space. But then one day I had a bright idea, and the answer was right in front of me all along. So as you can see, the sectional is gone. Like I said, sometimes in life you just have to pivot. But rest assured, it is not gone. Like they say, every goodbye is not gone. It'll show up somewhere else. But in the meantime, I'm happy that it has moved out of this space. It gives me an opportunity to clean this space once again. I cannot believe how quickly I accumulate dust and all of those things on these baseboards and on this floor up under the sofa. But anyway, I'm taking advantage of the opportunity, and then we're going to move on. And as you can see, I have a sofa here, and I did not have to go out and buy it, y'all. I already had it. I ended up moving the sofa that I had in my home office that I now refer to as my studio. That freed up the space that I needed in the living room. So now I'm able to find the side chair. I'm still going to get a smaller scale chair, but I don't have to worry about crowding the space out as much. That was a perfect decision. So now let's head on back up to the studio so we can get that decorated. All right, so this is not at all what I had envisioned for this space, but it works, and I'm really, really happy with it. I know you've heard me say that so many times, but sometimes, like I said, you just have to pivot, and things may work out until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, you make adjustments or whatever. And so I've done that, and I really do like this. Now, I did give up a little bit of space by having this sectional here because, you know, of the ottoman size and everything. I do like to get down on the floor and do some stretching. And I like to do like yoga and stuff like that. I can still do that. I've just given up a little bit of my real estate here by having this here, but it's okay. It doesn't prevent anything. And more importantly, the room downstairs now, it kind of, with the sofa downstairs, it helps me to be able to get a side chair there without me feeling like everything is kind of crowding out the space. So all is well for now. So let's go ahead and get this space decorated for the fall season. Now, if you're not new here, you're probably like, girl, how many times are you going to change that sofa? I've been doing like musical sofas around here, but I think I have it right for now. This room used to be an office, and it was so much easier as an office. But then when I decided to change it into like just a lounging space and I started calling it my studio, it became kind of difficult because I was looking for certain things as it relates to the furniture. You know, I wanted to be comfortable for lounging and that type of thing. I didn't want a traditional desk. I didn't want a traditional office chair. I didn't want anything that reminded me of an office. But anyway, this is what we're working with now. And like I said, I'm just going to refresh the space and kind of add some touches of fall. Oh, one more thing. Another reason why it was a good move to move this upstairs is it gives me a little bit more flexibility with my puzzles. I love to do puzzles, and I just realized that I can disconnect this ottoman here so that I can move it out a little bit. I can sit on the sofa and work my puzzle a little bit when I get tired in the chair. So that's another plus. But anyway, now I'm really getting started. So I'm starting off here by removing this piece of art. I just put that up there. It hadn't been up there probably 2 months. But anyway, I'm changing things. I finished another one of my puzzles and I love it. And I thought that she deserved a really prominent spot here in this space. So I decided to put her here and she fits perfectly right here between these two windows. But don't worry, that other piece of art will show up somewhere else. We just move things around and that's okay. This puzzle here gave me the blues. I mean, it took like 3+ months for me to get her done, but she's done. This is the woman of many coats. I love her, but I've already started a new puzzle. Yeah, this one is The Strength of the Woman, I think is what this one is called. And it just resonated with me for some reason in this time period. And so, yeah, that's what I have going on here. It's kind of hard too. Now, this piece of art here was in my guest bedroom, and I decided that instead of putting it back in there, I'm going to put it in this room. And I don't think I'm going to hang it. I think I'm going to lean it like I have these pieces of art leaned here. We'll see. Let's try it and see how it looks. I have really been trying to decorate with pieces of art that have significant meaning to me or that are a part of my personal story. This is a piece of art that I bought back from Brazil, and it is the favelas, which is the way that people live in that area. And I just thought it was a beautiful piece of art. I've had it now for many years, and it just blended in nicely with the colorful art that I'm kind of starting to collect in this space. Like I said, some of them are puzzles, some of them are art pieces, but I love the way that it's coming together. This room, by the way, is not going to make any sense to anybody but me because, like I said, it's my personal story. These are things that I love. I'm not following rules in here in terms of what matches or that type of thing. I'm just putting things that I love. I decorate all over my home with things that I love, but in other parts of my home, I tend to follow more rules for decorating. But in here, I don't care. Now, in a video about maybe a month ago, I had shared that I had gone to an art gallery and I had spoken to this artist and we had great conversation and everything. And I bought a piece of her art and I looked at this. I looked at a lot of her art and this one kind of spoke to me and I asked her to explain to me what it is. This ring light won't let me be great here, but I'll pop it up so that you can really see it. So it's people, but they have branches and there's a moon and everything. And just to give you the short story, she did van life for a long time, like several years. She did van life and she would sleep like in parks and outdoors and different places. And she said it was always so interesting at night to see the trees and how they would sway and make motion like people. And she likened this one to how we connect with nature. And so I just really loved the story. She was a good person. I really did enjoy her. So I bought a piece of her art and this is it. And I'm going to go ahead and put this up in my studio. It has really been fun collecting and curating pieces for this room. I don't think I had shared, but that's where Cracked Pearl, if those of you that don't know, this is my beloved Cracked Pearl, and she makes an appearance in my home quite a bit. She's kind of always on display somewhere. So we're going to move her. She's coming back, though. She's not going far. And then we're going to place our new piece of art right up here. We're just going to kind of layer it up here. I kind of like the look of art being kind of layered. It doesn't have to be hung on the wall. So I like that, especially like me that likes to change stuff a lot. And yeah, so I kind of like that. We're going to move this little orb here to give Pearl a little bit more room. I had to go off camera because I did not want to break her. So yeah, that's how she looks. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yep, so that's what I'm doing there. And now it's time to add a little touch of fall up here. I picked these pillows up from Haverty's on the clearance rack. They were $25. I got these maybe a month or so ago. I believe I hauled them when I got them. But I'm going to use these on the side of this chair instead of the pillow here. Now, these pillows here are the pillows to the sofa downstairs. And I really don't like using the sofa cushions unless I cover them. You know, they usually have pretty good inserts. So sometimes I'll put a pillow cover on them, but I don't like use them as is very often because it's just, you know, a monochromatic look. So we're going to try this here and see how we like that. And I like the way that it kind of becomes like the armrest on the pillow because this has, you know, the slim armrest. So this kind of gives you something to lean on and kind of have cushion. I am all about comfort over here. So I think we're going to get those a try and see how they work out. And I really like the way that these look. And I like adding these pillows in because they have a little bit of texture in it and just a hint of color without, you know, being overwhelming. So I really do like these little pillows. And for $25, I could not beat them. They are very, very good quality. And then I have these green faux leather pillow covers on this pillows. I got those from Amazon a few years back. And I think I'm going to just leave those on there. I just love that dark hunter green color. That's like the color of the accent wall as well. And then I'm bringing out yet another pumpkin pillow. I had so many of these things when I started pulling out my fall decor and things. I had several of those pillows. So I've got them all around the house, literally. So I've got one right here, and I love that. I just love just squishing it and just kind of laying there as I'm watching TV. But before I can sit down and relax, I need to get this rug vacuumed up. I love this rug. It's very comfortable and I just love kind of walking around on it, but it catches everything, as you can imagine, by the color and the movement of this furniture around and everything. It has really caught a lot. So I've got to get it vacuumed up and everything so that I can relax because I'm tired. Now, I must say that I personally am struggling with all that's going on in the world today. And this is a room that I come in and I use this space as an escape. I come up here, I pray, I meditate, I exercise, I listen to my music, I work on my puzzle, everything except for watch the news. I do not allow the consumption of any news in this space. This is my happy place, my place of peace. So today I'm just going to rock out to some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm going to light my candle and then I'm going to sit down and relax. But before we do that, let's take a look at the reveal. I love this sign that I have up. I thrifted this a couple months ago. It says, sleep in late, walk in the leaves, slow down, and stay a while. So this is what my room is looking like right now, and I love the changes. Like I said, this move of this sofa up here was a great move, and I love the addition of the new art. I spent a lot of time up here, and so it's nice to just kind of switch up the art pieces and switch up things every now and then just to have something new to look at and to enjoy. Comment below and let me know what it is that you like to do to unwind and relax and clear your mind. I would love to hear what you do because I'm always looking for new things to add to my list. When I'm not up here relaxing and enjoying this space, I also love getting outside and getting a nice walk in. And sometimes while I'm listening to my music, I'll just turn on a YouTube app of wallpaper. So this one is some fall scenery and it's so pretty, and I just kind of pretend like it's additional art in my room, but that's actually a YouTube app. I've got my puzzle out here. And once I get tired of sitting and relaxing, I'll get up and work on my puzzle for a little while. But this is where I'll spend probably the rest of the day until I'm ready to go downstairs to go to bed. I spend a lot of time up here, and I'm so happy that I converted this room because before I converted it to my quote unquote studio, it was my office. And I just wasn't using it because my lifestyle, I had no reason for an office anymore. And so I was really glad that I had the idea to do that so that I'm able to use all of the, you know, rooms in my house because this was wasted space. And now I've repurposed it and it just has so much more meaning for me. And I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun up here. And like I said, I do my exercise up here as well. So I've got my little weights section right there, so that I can do that when I'm ready to just kind of do a little bit of, I don't do anything heavy duty, but I love to do some stretching. Stretching is so, so good for you, especially after you get to a certain age. So now it's time to sit down and relax. And you see how I flop down on that sofa because I am tired. This was a lot of work, but I'm glad I got it done. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you got some inspiration out of today's video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button before you leave. Also, if you're not currently subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the post notification bell. That way you can be notified each time I upload videos. And I always forget to say this part, but share the video out to your neighbors, to your friends, to your family. I would appreciate that so much. And to all my returning family members, thank you so, so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you all over here on my next one. Bye bye.